Hey, all you people, you're listening to the Split Screen Gaming Podcast, the occasional weekly podcast where three lifelong friends correspond about video games from the comfort of their homes. I'm Chad Michael Ennis.
I'm Holden DePardo.
And this week we actually have a really special guest. His name is Freddie Prinze Jr.
Freddie Prinze Jr.'s on here.
Yeah.
What is
this
Freddie
is
Prinze
the
been
highest
in?
profile thing he's done in 15 years.
I was about to say, yeah. What has he been in?
This.
This, yeah.
If you're a millennial, you'll know him from this podcast. So Freddie Prinze Jr. won't actually be here today. I'm sorry to disappoint you, but I
insulted him
died.
and just walked out. Yeah.
He died.
He died?
Yeah.
He might as well have.
Fell off the face of the planet.
Very
You guys,
tragic.
welcome back. I just want to start out by saying thank you for listening. We've been tracking our numbers all week. We're just like, oh my God, did you see this? Oh my God, we have those many views. We have this many views.
Oh my God, 2 more
my
people?
God. I could tell Dane's listening because I'm sitting there counting as he listens to each episode. I was like, ooh, that one went up by 1. Dane heard that one.
Do we still have
yeah.
viewers in Australia and Spain?
I don't know. I haven't actually checked those analytics.
Okay.
But we officially have 150 downloads of our podcast.
That is impressive.
Actually, I think it's 152 as of recording this right now.
I mean, you all know it's because of me. I mean, come on.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
it's definitely not because of Freddie Prinze Jr.
No, it's all for special guests. Everyone's
You
excited.
know what it was, though? It was that time we had John Cena here for
That-
real, but he was just taped up and couldn't speak.
Yes, that is true. That is true.
Yep. So welcome back, everyone. Hope you enjoyed your long weekend away from our podcast. And we're actually back now that Holden's done visiting his family and loving them.
Mm-hmm.
Holden, what did you play while you were gone?
You know, my brothers wanted to play Zelda a lot, but I've talked about that to death. So we'll just leave that one to rest for a little bit. But I got a chance to play the Splatoon 2 beta.
Wait a minute. On what system?
The Nintendo Switch.
There are other games other than Zelda on the Nintendo Switch?
You know, it's funny because when you start the Switch and you turn it on for the first time,
Yeah.
it just starts playing Zelda. It doesn't let you do anything else.
Yeah, I didn't think there was any
it's-
other option.
No, there are other games that you can buy. It's amazing.
Is it something you have to, like, jailbreak your Switch to do?
In
I
order
don't
to buy
understand.
more games from the Nintendo eShop, you have to jailbreak your Switch. So I played Splatoon 2. I had played it on the Wii U. Good stuff. Great game. I had a good time with this. I think the idea with the beta was more just to test out Nintendo's infrastructure for their new online service.
Yeah.
Because I don't think the game's coming out until probably June at the earliest.
Wait a minute. New online service?
Well,
They've had
it
an
comes out.
online service ever since Animal Crossing Wii came out, and you had that little speaker that sat on top of your
right.
TV. You remember that?
I never played that version of Animal Crossing, but I'm excited for Animal Crossing in the future, which we'll talk about that at probably at some point, like during E3 predictions. Or
So
something.
not during this podcast.
Not during this podcast.
Good,
I mean, unless
'cause
you wanted to
Animal
suddenly
Crossing's
change the topics again.
Nope.
So I played Splatoon 2.
Okay.
I have one more game, but before I do my game, I'm assuming you played more Horizon Zero Dawn.
I did play more Horizon Zero Dawn.
Wow, I am surprised.
Officially 36 hours in. Level 39 out of 50.
And it came out before Horizon Zero, before Zelda, and
Yeah,
I've put
I just
in
don't
like
have all the free time you have.
And I've put in like literally 4 times the amount of time you have in Zelda.
Oh, yeah. So I'm
make
playing
time,
Horizon Zero
Chad.
Dawn. Still amazing. I've still only apparently asked Josh today, and he said I was about a third of the way through the main storyline. So I'm just enjoying every bit of that game. Whether it is, ooh, I want to go fight this new type of dinosaur, or I wonder if I could take down a storm bird in less than a minute, or, ooh, I could tame that.
I really want to get that game, but today I bought Mass Effect because of course I did.
We'll get to that in a second.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah. So yeah, I played Horizon Zero Dawn. I played some more Volume.
Did you tell me about Volume? don't
Yeah, I
think you
talked
did.
about Volume, Mike Bithel's game, and I told you, oh, it's kind of like the Metal Gear VR missions, and you said, wow, the whole 2 people that have ever played that, and I was like, oh, Holden, why do you talk like that?
I think
He's
I
like,
didn't
"Because I
hear
got
what you
a
said,
stroke
so I
and-"
just said something.
Yeah, Volume. It's that game on the Vita that made by the guy who made Thomas Was Alone.
Oh, now I remember this.
Yeah, gosh.
That was the buzzword there. Thomas Was Alone.
Yeah, Vita and PS4. It's apparently so processor intensive on the Vita, which is where I'm playing it, that if you try to do anything else on the Vita, you have to close the game. Like if you try to
Really?
check your trophies, you have to close the game. If I was playing it with my AirPods and I had them paired to my Vita, and so every time I stopped playing the game, put it in my bag, and then came back on my break, I would have to quit the game, go to my settings so I could repair my AirPods, then come back to the game.
Wow, what is Okay, what this game can't be like graphically like super high fidelity or anything like that. What's causing it to
I don't know.
take up that much resources? That's interesting.
I don't know. But it's great. It's a
bad
freaking
development.
great game.
We could do so much better.
I bought. I'm
true.
very excited to play. I bought Firewatch and I bought. What's the other one that I bought?
I don't know. But
It's another indie game, like 4 to 5 hour game.
Gone Home,
Oxenfree.
Oxenfree.
Watch. Like that game looks good as shit. I can't wait to play that one.
Is
I
this-
downloaded Rise of the Tomb Raider, which I'll get to after Horizon's done.
I didn't like the new Tomb Raider game. Wasn't a fan of it.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was good, and I've heard Rise of the Tomb Raider is freaking great.
I don't know. I didn't care for it. But
It's because you're a misogynist.
that's absolutely why.
I can't play a game where the woman is a lead. That's why I
why
have to play
didn't
Zelda
get
all the
Horizon
time.
Zero Dawn. No, just so we're not playing on Colin Moriarty. That is not. that is not the case. That's mean. That's not fair to Colin Moriarty. I like him a lot. Anyway,
It's a funny joke though.
it wasn't. It was tragic. I'm offended. So
that's what I played.
Firewatch and Oxenfree. That was the PlayStation sale that's happening right now.
Yeah, they have they actually still have it going on. It's a 2-for-1 sale.
It's
on
like
a
all
lot of
month. It goes till the
indie games.
11th, I think.
Yeah, so I picked those guys up.
I'm gonna get Firewatch as well off of that. But
What's gonna be your free game?
I was thinking Gone Home because I haven't played Gone Home before.
It was free with PlayStation Plus like 6 months ago.
Maybe I missed the down because there was a few months where I kept forgetting to download the PlayStation
Oh,
games.
you dumb bitch!
I know. So I think that might have happened to me.
Oh my god!
Yeah, because I don't know how else I would have missed that.
All right,
I do want to play it.
you said you played one more game. Oh, we also just played 1-2 Switch about 10 minutes ago.
Yes.
I finally milked that cow, and I'm
He is-
very good at milking cows.
Yeah, you were too good at it.
Lots of practice.
It's the only game I feel comfortable losing.
God, that felt good. What else? What other games did we play in there? The safe cracking
The
game.
safe cracking game. The weirdest one. I think. Oh, sorry. The dumbest one is the dice rolling game.
That one's dumb, but also just the rotating the Joy-Con game is super stupid.
Yeah. So basically, with that game, you essentially just pick up the Joy-Con, and you have to rotate it without tilting it too much. You have to kind of keep it perfectly level while you're rotating it. When you put it down, whatever degrees you get, like 0 to 100 and up to 160 degrees. But
What number was that?
360.
up to 160
Oh,
degrees.
I started my words. Okay, I couldn't think of the number.
Just so fast. I'm just so excited that I talk so fast.
No, I was thinking about because there was. I can't remember who I was watching on YouTube, but this guy on YouTube was playing that game, and he was sitting in a rolling chair, like a spinny chair, while playing it. So he just had his lap, picked it up, and then spun in his chair for a bunch of times, and he's getting thousands of. Yeah, it was pretty good.
Nice.
Yeah. So I was thinking, oh, it caps at 360, but it doesn't cap at 360. It caps at a number we don't know.
Nice.
Yeah.
N-I-C-E, nice.
That was a really important tangent to go on.
Very.
Very, very important.
What else did you play? You said you played one more game, but you for some reason weren't going to talk about it until after I talked about my
I just
games.
wanted to hear you talk first.
Okay.
I
enjoy your voice too.
Aw, thanks. I played I Am Setsuna.
Oh yeah, you are Setsuna. You
I-
look like a Setsuna.
I am actually not Setsuna. I am Holden.
Well, if I close my eyes, go ahead and say something again. Say silky linen kittens.
I refuse to say that.
That sounds exactly like Setsuna.
You know, that's a good point. I didn't think about it that way before. So anyway, this game I Am Setsuna.
Yeah.
RPG from Tokyo RPG Factory. It
Colloquially titled Rupaga
I don't
in the
think
United
that's true.
States. Rupaga.
Don't think that's true.
Rupaga.
It's
Rocket
on the PS4
propelled
and
grenade.
PC, but I got it on the Switch because I wanted something else to play on the Switch that
I
wasn't
believe
Zelda.
it's also on the Vita. Yeah.
No,
No.
it is not. PS4
Coming
PC.
to Vita? Question mark.
Do not think so.
Well, I'm going to validate that while you look
Look
this
it
up.
up,
Sorry. I am
but I do not
Setsuna
think
on
so.
your systems.
Also, what new games came out for the Vita in general? Anyway,
you obviously do not have a Vita.
I don't play a lot of JRPGs, but this is it reminded me a lot of the Final Fantasy III game I played on the DS back when I was a kid, and I really liked that game a lot.
Is available for PlayStation Vita.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay. I
So
lied.
You're once again a dumb bitch.
I am an idiot. I don't even know why I'm doing this show. Why I should leave the show. If I can't even get that right, what else? What am I good for? Nothing.
Yeah.
I concur. So, what I liked about this game a lot was what?
Vita only in Japan.
Aha. That's why. That's weird.
Yeah, that is weird.
Interesting. Okay. I mean, the game, they have it running on the Vita literally all you have to do is copy and paste the text in English from the other games into there, and you're good. In my complete lack of knowledge in computer game development, I can say things like that. But the story of the game is what's drawing me in. The combat, or I should say the turn-based style is more akin to like Final Fantasy VII, where you have like a bar that fills up where you can, after a certain amount of time, then you can attack. But what I like about this battle system is that the enemy placement is important. They'll kind of shift around and move around. So you pick what enemy you want to hit based off of like, oh, if I hit this guy, I might also hit this other guy as well. So you're a little bit more strategic about how you're kind of approaching each battle. I'm about like 10 hours into the game, I would say now.
Okay.
And it's super enjoyable. It looks great on the Switch screen. And I played on the TV for a little bit today as well, and it looks really good there as well. But the PS4, of course, runs at a higher frame rate. So like that's the technically superior version of it, but there's nothing wrong with the Switch version.
If you have a super maxed out $3,000 gaming PC, that's the best way to play it because those JRPG graphics are going to look super slick.
Super slick. I think it's more the frame rate. It's 30 frames per second on the Switch and 60 on the PS4 and PC.
And 340 on the PS4 Pro. Cool. So that's what we're playing this week. Lots of fun stuff. Mm-hmm. Same old for me. You've all heard about. So we've got some cool stuff coming up. One is a fun new segment where we describe games poorly. Spoiler alert, they all come from other sources, but we'll credit those appropriately. So that's coming after we deliver you the news.
Oh
Hold
my
on,
gosh.
start me out with a news story. What do you got?
I have, so let me actually put my news stories here.
News.
You really threw me off there. I thought we were going into the bad plots.
No, I told you, you silky, what did I say? Silky slitting kittens? Slutty silk kittens?
I'm going to go with the Nintendo story first because that's just me.
Surprise.
I know, what a surprise. Holden loves Nintendo.
Surprising.
This one, I don't think is a huge surprise of a story, but it's worthwhile to share, I think.
I'll be the judge of that.
Reggie Fils-Aimé was on Fox talking
that
about
is a big
the Switch,
surprise. Yes.
And he basically says that they have a big E3 planned. And the reason I think that is notable is that last year they said, we have a very small E3 planned. There will be one game. Saying they're going to have a big E3, I think, holds some weight because they're very honest about what they will and won't be doing.
But let's put this into perspective, though. He said it on Fox, so that means it's fake news.
It has to be a big E3 for them. If it's
Absolutely,
not a big E3,
if it's not a big
waste of
E3,
time.
then everyone's like, okay, I guess Switch is not taking off.
And we could do like E3
Bye,
predictions at another point, but
yeah, we will.
But I'm sure they'll talk about Mario and all that kind of stuff. I want to see new games coming for this thing. I don't think we'll see new games that are coming this year. They're at least the big AAA titles. But like, I'm sure we'll get Metroid teased. They'll talk about Animal Crossing. But I think the one that will be announced this year, which I'm going to just link this to another story. I have to because they kind of tie it together.
Okay.
But this will count as two stories.
Okay.
Is they will talk about this Pokemon Stars for Switch.
Yeah.
It will also come to 3DS, though. I don't think it'll be a Switch exclusive. It will come to 3DS and have a higher resolution graphics on the Switch version.
I would hope
think
it does.
Coming.
What if it didn't? What if it was just the same shitty resolution Switch or 3DS game?
What they do is they take the exact resolution of the 3DS game, put that in a corner of the Switch screen, and then the lower screen's on the other corner of the Switch. The reason I think that's going to happen is there was a job posting. This is the other story. A job posting for Game Freak.
Yeah.
Where they basically said that we need help on a open world that everyone is already probably familiar with. It says that in the job description, a franchise that everyone is probably already familiar with. It's also Game Freak, so what the fuck else could it be?
Yep.
I know they make some other stuff, but come on, like that's what they do. And they said they're going to be their first console iteration of this RPG that everyone already knows about.
Yep.
So
no surprise there.
Basically, they just said Pokemon's coming to the Switch.
Yep.
There's no other way you can interpret that intellectually. It is that.
Technically, they didn't say that, but you're right. It is that.
There's no other interpretation.
Nice.
So I think it's the other story. So I hope we see that at E3 with this big E3. Give me a story, Chad.
Okay, I'm going to venture away from Nintendo and talk about...
Don't worry, I'll bring us back.
Final Fantasy 15.
Uh-oh.
Just got a patch that has
to fix
two things.
To fix that chapter?
So that's part of it, yeah. Chapter 13, which is, like, a lot of people didn't like it. It was just so much different than everything else in the game, where it was a total departure in gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
You did all this work finding all these weapons only to be replaced with shitty magic that doesn't really work very well. And it's so freaking long, and there's shitty stealth mechanics and things like that. So they've made some changes. Your magic is now much more powerful. Or you can skip it and play all as Gladiolus throughout that and see what he's doing the whole time going up that tower. So some changes there for Chapter 13. Also, episode Gladiolus comes out today, Tuesday, as you're listening to this.
You're going to play it.
So that's the single-player DLC where you get to venture out as Gladiolus during part of this chapter where he wasn't there.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah. So that's out.
All right. Should I share a story now?
I mean, yeah, I
or
guess
do you want to
so.
share another one?
No,
you
go. You go, Ka.
Do I get to go this time?
You
Okay.
go, Ka.
Oh, all right, I'll go this
You
time.
go, Ka.
Rumor, Call of Duty, World War II.
Ooh. WW Dose.
Not that I care about that franchise at all. I just think it's really funny they're going back to World War II. Like Infinite Warfare sold so bad by Call of Duty standards that they have to go back to World War II. That's the narrative, I guess, for this one. Even though when Call of Duty Infinite Warfare was sold, they're already probably pretty set on a big World War II next year.
Yep.
We'll see, but the leaks seem pretty legit, and those games always leak before they come out. So we'll probably hear something soon. I'm guessing the Scorpio announcement.
Oh, yeah. See, they have some kind of tie there.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't Call of Duty have some kind of like exclusivity with PS4 on the new generation, though?
But this is a new thing. Who knows?
Oh.
Ooh. No, but to be fair, Call of Duty Ghosts premiered with Xbox One.
Well, you're Xbox One, so.
I don't have one, so no.
Cool. I'll talk about something now. GameStop, everybody's lovely store where they try to sell you shit you don't want, but we all go there because we love games and consoles and game-related shit. It's closing up to 225 stores worldwide. This comes after a sharp decline in sales over the holiday and the previous year being down. What is like... First of all, it sucks that people are losing their jobs and things like that. But I'm very excited for a world where we don't have to worry about pleasing the brick and mortar stores and we can make digital content available at various price points. And all of that sounds so good to me.
I will actually come to that point in I have an opinion about this.
Okay.
Because that is part of my thing.
Well, here's another crappy thing about that, though.
Yeah.
If you ordered a Switch at GameStop, you got one on day one. If you ordered it online at Amazon, you probably didn't.
Yeah.
So that sucks that brick and mortar's going away for that.
That's fair. That's a good
or
point.
if you ordered one at Best Buy and
they
cancel it on accident.
On accident, like they did for me. It wasn't even like you were too late in line. It's like, oops, we messed up. We canceled your order.
I accidentally hit the wrong button. So yeah, that sucks that they're closing, but hopefully that brings us closer to a digital future.
Yeah. Another leaked game.
Ooh.
The Evil Within 2. There's a job listing. No, I didn't.
Within?
But I'm bringing it up because I think it was last week we talked about, or whenever we talked about Resident Evil 7, we basically just talked about we haven't seen that many good survival horror games coming out in this generation almost at all. Like, it's basically been Resident Evil 7 and PT.
Yeah, and one of them is a demo.
And one of
them
is
a game
demo
that's never going to be released.
Nor could you even get the demo anymore.
Oh, I still got it on my PS4.
Thanks, Konami, for that one. So I'm just excited to hear that there's another survival horror game coming out. And I don't remember how The Evil Within fared, but I know its whole point was to kind of go back to like old roots and not be this.
I think it reviewed fairly well. I know that I played a good 2 or 3 hours of it with Tom once, and I don't remember anything about the game other than thinking, wow, this game is weird as shit.
I don't know anything about it. One thing that appealed to me is that this is a really small detail the developers are talking about. The enemies don't have a consistent path that they walk on.
Yeah.
It changes whenever you die. So you really have to think on your feet. I think that's cool. I think even Resident Evil 7, the enemies were always in the same spot. You always knew how to avoid them. And that kind of takes the horror out of it.
Yeah.
But not with Evil Within.
Not with Evil Within.
Give me the story, Chad.
Oh, man. Speaking of things that are predictable, I don't know why. That's a terrible transition. That what you said wasn't necessarily predictable. But Destiny 2 Destiny
I
2
have
is
that one.
official. I mean, they've officially said it's official several times in the past. Last year, they
It
said
also
it's
was
coming
never
in
going to not
2017.
be official.
This year, they said it's coming in 2017. And then they finally released, or somebody leaked a photo from a retailer that said coming in September 8th of 2017. Now there's a picture out. Now there's finally a trailer, a teaser
And
trailer.
I have
out.
not seen that yet, actually.
It's Nathan Fillion talking as a
Ghost.
not a ghost,
Guardian?
as a guardian. Yes,
Yeah.
talking as a guardian. It's funny, and they're saying the world's being destroyed behind him and things like that. It's funny. He's at a bar, but it's Nathan Fillion being Nathan Fillion. It's great.
Was he in the
So
first
that
one?
teaser's funny.
I don't think he was.
Think so. Unless did he replace Peter Dinklage? Who replaced Peter Dinklage as the ghost?
That's right, because Peter Dinklage did a really poor job.
Oh, it was
apparently.
bad.
Which is a shame because I like him a lot.
But
I don't
on
know.
Destiny 2, there's going to be a worldwide reveal trailer on March 30th, which is 2 days from today, so Thursday at 1 p.m. EDT. That's Eastern Daylight Savings Time.
I look forward to that.
Which is 12 p.m. here, noon.
I actually
in Chicago.
I don't really care about Destiny. I played a lot of the first one,
Oh,
and
man.
I don't know why.
We talked about it a couple weeks ago. It's one of my 5 games I'm excited for this year. Not I'm only
I
excited
don't
for 5 games,
understand
but
these
it's on my
things.
top 5 things.
I don't
I'm excited
understand
for.
these things. Why do you like that game?
I'm excited for what it could be. Like
All
you
right.
and the Switch.
And I was
Only
right.
Zelda's good right now.
And I was
But I'm
right.
excited for the future of Switch and what Switch could be. Me too, Destiny. All right, go. I got one more thing, but I think it's going to lead into your goddamn thing.
I don't think so.
You.
I don't think so.
That's how. Read it.
Nintendo, because I'm
Read
going
it.
back to Nintendo again.
Yeah.
Circling back to that one. Super Mario Run sales didn't meet expectations. Not surprised.
No.
But the only reason I'm upset about this is that, and Nintendo has stayed firm, this does not mean we're going to a freemium model.
Yeah, they actually said they preferred the
The Super Mario Run
model.
They're gonna basically be stubborn and take their heels in the ground on this, which I prefer. I'd rather have the Super Mario Run model. So I'm really only upset because that's the model I prefer. I just want to pay for a game and own it. I don't want to pay microtransactions to get stuff in the game.
Yep.
Just have no interest in that. So I'm upset to hear that. But I still think, and there's no numbers in this article here, and I should look into this, but I'm pretty sure they said that it's going to be they were shooting for a 10% rate of people who played the game and then bought the game. They ended up with 5, but I think that's still above the standard.
The standard? What is the standard?
The standard
mean?
for games that offer a for pay option.
Really?
Yeah. I think it's less than 5%, which is not very good.
Look at those big old whales.
So that's my last story.
That's your last story? All right, my last story is BioWare evaluating options for Mass Effect Andromeda caricature creator and animations. So if you have read anything on gaming news in the last week, you know that Mass Effect Andromeda is having a rocky start.
Yes.
Reviews are coming in the 6 to 8 range. In fact, while I'm talking, look it up on Metacritic real quick. See what the Metacritic score is.
Last I checked it was like 74, but I'll check it again.
Which isn't bad, actually.
No, it's not.
But a lot of it is the...
Well, it's not supposed to be a bad game. It's just supposed to be a bad Mass Effect game.
Exactly. That's what a lot of it is. Like, had the bar not been set so high because it's Mass Effect, because it had a trilogy that was so well liked, it probably would have done better. But one of the biggest bugs is just how terrible some of these animations, these facial animations, these characters, whatever the fuck they're doing when they're like slowly leaning or oozing. Apparently, there's these crab walk things.
I showed you the fight between two Krogans.
Oh god, that Krogan fight was just laughable.
Do you know what it reminded me of when I watched that? I said this is the video game equivalent of Captain Kirk in the Star Wars TV show with William Shatner having the fight with the Rock Beast or whatever. Not the Rock Beast. There's the guy who's like throwing a rock around. Have you seen that? You not seen this before? It's one of the worst fight scenes you will ever see.
That was a really relevant, relatable example.
That's just what it reminded me of.
I have no idea what that is.
Apparently, I'm like 50 years old.
Yeah.
74. I was right. 74%.
I don't understand. Chris Pine never fought a rock beast. And that's Captain Kirk, right?
Man, so here's the thing. Metacritic score, 74%. What do you think the user score is?
4.
Very close, 4.6.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Wow. That was half joke, half like...
right below that, buy on Amazon.
Yeah, but that user score is a lot of people just 0 because it didn't come out on my game system and was free.
Let's find one. Let's find one. You keep talking and I'll find one.
So basically, while BioWare is evaluating options for character creator and animations, I am re-evaluating my decision to play this game until those animations and things like that are fixed, because I know there's going to be a good story, there's going to be good gameplay in this game. I just don't want to have to look at it through a lens of like buggy and shitty looking animations. So I want to play the version a month or 2 months from now that's patched, that has everything finally fixed and working correctly, that looks good. That way I can enjoy it as it's supposed to be, because that's what everyone loves Mass Effect for. It's these cool storylines and meeting these characters and developing relationships and boning aliens.
Which you could do a lot more of in this game, apparently.
Yeah, but what if the animations of the boning don't look realistic? Then I'm going to be boning this blue person and my...
Well, that's the thing, is the facial animations in the first Mass Effect games, I remember being really good. The animations in general.
Yeah.
The production values that is what made that
you know
so
what
believable.
You know what it was, though? It's because Commander Shepard's personality was like that of a yardstick.
I'm not necessarily just talking about just him, though.
Okay.
The other characters were pretty well animated as well, and they had more things going on emotionally.
Yeah.
So
I know we teased last week that, one of us will have played Mass Effect Andromeda and we can have some thoughts on it. Well, we didn't, because I'm going to save my thoughts for when I can finally enjoy it in a good way.
There are some reading these user scores. There are some really bad like puns they're throwing in there to sound clever. This deserves no mass affection. Or my favorite one is, this is a mass defect.
Woof.
There's some bad lines in here. I bought it today.
You did?
I have not played it yet because it's taking 15 hours to download 12 gigabytes, and I have a fast internet connection, so I don't know what's happening with that. So I'll play it at some point.
Downloading from Sony's servers is usually slow as shit all the time.
Here's the thing, though, is I downloaded... right before that, I downloaded the Dark Souls DLC.
Yeah.
And that took no time at all. It was 4 minutes for 4 gigabytes.
Okay.
But 12 gigabytes is 15 hours.
Yeah. That is
There's
what they
no
call
logic to that.
Correlation.
So I'll let you know how Mass Effect is once I play it.
Yeah, let me know.
I don't anticipate it's going to be a bad game. I anticipate I will be let down by the standards of the series.
Okay.
That's what I'm expecting right now. But
cool.
Yeah.
That's it for the news this week. We have your opinion about this is the Switch, yes?
It is the Switch.
Let's save it. Let's do something a little fun.
Let's do something fun, yeah.
Hey,
that's
y'all.
going to be boring and trite.
Hey, y'all. You guys, if you're from the South, you just know how much fun it is to say, hey, y'all. And sometimes you slip in this accent. My roommate's mom called, and she talks so sweet. I love her. Bless her soul. She's
That's
like,
her sweet little heart.
Hey, Jesse, I sent you a package in the mail. God, I love her. Anyway, hey, y'all. What's up?
Speaking of relevant.
So, y'all know that thing that... y'all, there it is again. Y'all know that thing that was real popular about 6 months ago where you would poorly describe a movie and, like, Lord of the Rings is a group of... I don't even know. I'm not even going to attempt something. But you would just describe it poorly and it would be funny. We decided...
Speaking of relevant.
we would love to do this 6 months later after no one's talking about it again with video games. And our original plan was I was going to come up with some descriptions of these video games, but then I got lazy. And so I decided I'm going to borrow some good ones from a website.
There's a term for this. It's called plagiarism.
Hey, not if you correctly cite the source.
Cite the source. All right. That
so
is
from GamesRadar.com, an article titled 50 Video Games Explained Really, Really, Really Badly. Here's what we're going to do. I picked 12 of these games, 12 that I think Holden's familiar enough with, and I gave him the list of all 12. And I'm going to read the description, and he has to match up which game it is. Are you ready?
I don't know. Am I ready?
So here's our first one. A highly evolved Jawa tries to escape Tatooine, ends up on Hoth.
What?
There's a curveball because this one actually has nothing to do with Star Wars.
No, I figured that because that'd be too obvious. There's also none on here that have anything to do with that. The closest one on this list to Star Wars is Halo, but I don't think that's Halo.
Nope.
Journey?
Yeah!
All right.
Highly evolved Jawa tries to escape Tatooine, ends up on Hoth.
I get it now. He looks like highly evolved Jawa. Okay, cool.
And
cool,
Tatooine the desert, and then he's in the snow. Yeah.
Another one.
Another one. Are you ready?
Yeah.
A distraught adrenaline junkie attempts to wheel himself off a cliff. Sadly, all of the available edges are curved upwards.
Wait, all right, one more time.
A distraught adrenaline junkie attempts to wheel himself off a cliff. Sadly, all of the available edges are curved upwards.
I think it's The Sims.
Nope.
It sounds like some prank you'd pull on The Sims.
Nope.
All right. They're only upwards.
Attempts to wheel himself off a cliff.
Is this Mario Kart?
Nope.
No. Crash? I don't
No.
know. Halo? I'm going to
Oh,
read off
now
the
you're
list.
just naming it. It's
I'm just
Tony
gonna-
Hawk's Pro Skater.
Oh, I forgot to write that one down.
Oh, of course, of course.
All right. Oops. I don't have it on here.
All right. Highly suggestible tourist murders swaths of addicts in a swanky undersea fishbowl.
Jesus Christ. What? All right. Read it through one more time. I'm so bad at
Highly
this stuff.
suggestible tourist murders swaths
Oh.
of addicts in a swanky undersea fishbowl.
Bioshock.
Bioshock, yes.
Bioshock. Okay.
Okay. Here's one you'll get. An anthropomorphic dinosaur attempts to murder 2 Italian plumbers before passing the whole thing off as a car accident.
That's the toughest one yet. I'm going to guess Halo?
Yes.
Mario Kart.
Mario Kart. Yes. A race of moronic humanoids requires round-the-clock care, and you are their caregiver.
The Sims.
Yep.
That's a good description of that game.
It is. I really like this one. A convicted killer takes a young girl on a hugely dangerous hike.
Telltale's The Walking Dead.
Yes. I've got a few more. Let's see.
Okay.
Someone really good at parkour attempts to outrun a group of people who are also really good at parkour.
Parkour just gives that away. That's Mirror's Edge.
Yep.
That was super easy.
Unstoppable super soldier escorts lunatic
Halo.
AI to humanity's most vulnerable hotspots.
Halo.
Yes.
Halo.
How many do we have left?
Halo
1,
Combat Evolved or Halo 2.
2.
You gotta specify.
3, 4. We have 4 left.
It's actually Halo Reach.
Ready?
Yeah.
Rebellious offspring ruins the annual family get-together.
Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
You didn't even write that one down. Shut up. Rebellious offspring ruins the annual family get-together.
God of War.
Yep.
Okay. That's a good one. I like that one a lot, actually.
Ready?
Yeah.
Bloodthirsty teens force local wildlife into servitude. Conduct Animal Fight Club.
Pokemon.
Yep.
It really is a fucked up series. If you really think about
It
it.
is.
Like, so let me take a moment here. I think it was, which Pokemon game was it? The antagonistic group, their whole thing was, you gotta treat Pokemon right and all that. It was the most recent one, Sun and Moon. You gotta treat your Pokemon right. You gotta care for them. Even they put the Pokemon in Pokeballs and like lock them up in there forever. Yet you're still creating this bond with Pokemon. It's ridiculous. The whole
But
thing's
they like
insane.
the Pokeballs, and it's comfy in there.
Is it comfy in there? Because
don't know.
usually like Charizard is a lot bigger than a Pokeball.
I feel like I remember something in the anime way back as a kid where like they would shrink down into the Pokeball.
No,
and
that
then
still
there's, like,
happens,
Sofas
yeah.
and stuff like there are
There's
sofas.
sofas. in
Yeah,
there.
and it's like the whole.
He's
thing
just
is
like
lined
he's
with-
just chilling there, catching up on House of
I
Cards.
think it is.
He's binge watching. What's that show on Netflix? Grace and Frankie. Charizard's just like, I love Grace, man.
Oh man. Okay, 2 more.
Frankie's just a hoot.
Mutant marsupial kills dozens of animals in order to punish reckless scientists for harming animals.
Crash.
Yep. And this is the last one. Process of elimination, but it's fun. A young Tim Burton's morning commute.
Limbo.
Yes.
That's a great description for Limbo.
Yep.
Legitimately a fantastic description. Did you play Inside yet?
Yes.
Isn't that game
I
brilliant?
liked it a lot. A lot.
So good. Like, I already thought Limbo was like super good, really high bar to pass.
Yeah.
Inside just blew the bar out of the water. It was great.
And blew that bar. Are you gonna eat that bar? Can I have that candy bar? Oh, 3 Musketeers. I'm so drunk. Oh man, you guys ever been to Wrigleyville? That's
No.
all you hear. Oh my god, I'm so drunk.
I've actually not been to Wrigleyville.
That you
I
hear the
avoided
sound
it
of
at all costs.
Rohypnol. Oh no, that's okay. We still have time. Sorry. This is an audio podcast.
No
You
one
guys
has
didn't see
any
what
idea what just happened there. They just heard sounds then. Ah. That's okay. That's okay. We'll make it happen. Don't worry, Chad. We'll make it happen.
Holden, tell me something you've got an opinion about. Oh, you did that terribly. It was too smooth. It didn't even sound like water for most of it. It's just like tinkle, 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 tinkle.
That was me pouring water in there. So
You guys never expected that to come from Holden, did you?
no twist. People are like,
Holden, I thought you were better than that.
This past few minutes, people have had no idea what's going on. They're like, skip it. We're going to start talking about something. So yes, I have an opinion about something that I wanted to share.
Okay.
I have concerns about the Switch's longevity.
Oh, so earlier when I was talking about like you were hopeful for the Switch's future,
I am hopeful.
I was lying.
I am hopeful, but I think that there's two sides of this, but it all ties to one specific component of the Switch.
Okay.
And I think the question is, why did the N64 fail? I'm asking. Like,
do you think it failed?
Well, compared to PS1, absolutely. It was 36 million versus 100 million. People went for the PlayStation 1. Many reasons.
PlayStation 1 sold 100 million?
I'm pretty sure it sold like 100 million, yeah. You're looking this up, aren't you?
I'm going to look it up.
Okay, well, the answer is third-party support. Because cartridges. The cartridges were inferior to discs. You can fit a lot more information on the disc. And basically the cartridge was just a method of Nintendo controlling piracy.
102.49 million. Mm-hmm. Yeah, dang. I never realized that.
Yeah. So I think that's happening again.
If you could touch your microphone a lot more, it doesn't make any sound. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Perfect.
Perfect. So the cartridges is concerning for me.
Okay.
Two things have happened recently. I think the one we've already talked about in the last episode was Rhyme, Tetris Puyo Puyo, or Puyo Puyo Tetris, and there's one other game cost $10 more than their multi-platform counterparts.
Right.
Because the cartridges most likely is the culprit. It's more expensive.
Actually, someone has come out. I don't remember this information, so I'm kind of source of a source that it was due to the cost of the cartridges, and the digital prices will be the same because Nintendo demands parity.
Yes, and I'm going to get to that in a second. Something else happened that made me go, "Oh crap, this is not good."
What's that?
There's this game called, and actually this is going to be one of my news stories, but I felt so frustrated by this I had to come out and talk about it. The Lego Undercover Cop game.
Oh yeah, this is one you have to jailbreak for, right?
Yeah, you have to jailbak for. Any third-party game you got to jailbreak your Switch for. That's another thing that's going to hurt the Switch in the long run. No, all seriousness, it is a 8 gigabyte game, so it fits on the 8 gigabyte card, but then you have to download 3 gigabytes of extra content onto your Switch. Allegedly, the game's not officially out yet, but it says on the game is a 13 gigabyte download.
Woof.
And then they've come out now and said that's not the case, but there's still something you have to download, I guess. And what it seems like is they're saving money by getting a cheaper cartridge and then downloading the remainder onto the Switch, which is awful, especially when the Switch has 32 gigabytes of storage on it. You're basically, if this is a trend that continues, it's going to be really expensive. And I was thinking about other games that are potentially coming out. Skyrim is going to be coming out. That's a massive game. Will that fit on a 32 gigabyte card? I'm pretty sure it's like over 40 gigabytes already. So how are they going to get that down?
I mean, if Dragon Warrior Heroes 1 and 2... Is that the one, Dragon Quest? I don't know.
Yeah, it's like 32 gigs, yeah.
32 gigs? I'm sure Skyrim's going to be pushing that.
Oh, Skyrim's going to be pushing that. Well, but like Dark Souls, right? Dark Souls is apparently coming to the Switch. That has...
I'm sorry, wait a minute. What?
You didn't hear... I thought I shared this already. Yeah, Dark Souls might be coming to the Switch. Tangent for a second. I can't remember who it was, but someone had said that From Software had got it running at a level they're happy with on the Switch, and there is a rumor that it would be coming as a Dark Souls trilogy on the Switch, 1, 2, and 3.
All 3 of those?
All 3 of them, yeah. And 2 things to point out. There's that tweet that the Dark Souls team themselves pushed out, which is some guy on Twitter was basically saying that Nintendo copied a bunch of stuff from Dark Souls on the games like that for Zelda, and then the Dark Souls Twitter account replied back to the guy and says, "We've been learning from Nintendo Sensei for a long time now," or "We've been taking from them for a long time now," which is great. And also GameSpot showed off like footage of the Ringed City DLC for Dark Souls 3, and it says captured on Switch. it was probably a typo.
Absolutely a typo.
Absolutely a typo. I agree with that. But these guys sometimes know things ahead of time that they just can't talk about, and they're not reporting on the rumors of a Dark Souls trilogy coming to the Switch. I've only seen that from like Reddit posts that are from leaks apparently, or there was a tweet from someone who used to work from like From Software that brought it up. I think there's some legitimacy to this, and I think there's something we might see from E3.
Okay.
But let's just say that's it. It is very debatable. I can see why that might not come to the Switch. But let's say it does, right? This Dark Souls 3 trilogy is going to come. Are all 3 games going to fit on one cartridge? Hell no.
Not.
Otherwise, it's going to be really expensive. It's going to be... I don't want to buy Dark Souls trilogy if it's going to be $100 because it's a bigger cartridge that they have to use. We've already seen developers set this precedent of, we will charge more money for these cartridges, or we will do something really shitty like force you to download extra stuff on your Switch that you might not really actually want to use the space for. That's not good. That's really bad. And this is the exact kind of stuff they got in trouble with the N64. Final Fantasy VII was supposed to be an N64 game. It came to the PlayStation. Why? Because it wouldn't even fit on one PlayStation disc, let alone a cartridge for the N64. So the whole thing is concerning to me.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. What part of the cartridge, like the pricing thing on the cartridges, is that it is a lot of people are hypothesizing that it's going to be just the smaller indie studios that are having the pricing like be higher because they can't offset it with a huge number of sales.
Large corporations don't care about money at all.
Well, no, but like if Nintendo releases their first party, but if Bandai Namco releases...
We'll do Skyrim as an example.
Yeah, fine. Skyrim. They sell millions of copies of Skyrim on Switch. They can afford to eat a little bit of that cost to make a higher thing. But if an indie title is only going to sell 50,000, 100,000 copies, that's going to be a much bigger chunk of their profits that they're eating into with these cartridges. So I think in order to maintain price parity across consoles... Mm-hmm. From PS4 and Xbox One and Switch, some of these larger things like Skyrim and Dark Souls, I think the developers will eat a little bit of that cost in order to make sure that it is more attractive on this system they're taking a risk on.
Price differences kind of already happen with consoles versus PC. PC games tend to cost less.
Sure.
And like Overwatch is an example of this. There was the Overwatch Origins Edition that came on the consoles. It was the only option you had. That was $60. Very typical price point for a console game. I have no issue with that price point. It was $40 to buy it on the PC.
Also, everything on PC is like $3 during a Steam sale every year. So,
So there are already price differences. Is the Switch going to set a precedent of Switch games cost more? And I really hope... I mean, personally, it won't bother me that much because I would still probably opt to buy it on the Switch anyway, just for the portability aspect of it.
Yep, it's that portability tax.
But I think it's a dumb marketing move to be like, it costs more, but you can take it with you. Yeah, it's still the same game, though. It's not like you wrote it in to be more portable.
And it's also same game, and in most cases, if it's third-party wise, will be a lesser version of the game.
Yeah.
Paying more for a lesser version that's portable.
We'll see about that, but I think that's a fair point to make.
Do you really think Dark Souls 3 is going to run?
All right, so I think we have to define what we mean by a lesser version of the game. Call of Duty, when it came out in the Wii, not Wii U, but the Wii, that was absolutely a lesser version than what came out in the 360 and the PS3. Yeah. But Dark Souls will probably just be a lower resolution version. I think that's debatable if that's a worse version of the game necessarily, in the same way of Xbox One and PS4 launch titles, the PS4 having the higher resolution version. Was the Xbox One version really like inferior? They play the exact same. You wouldn't have noticed the difference unless you're being nitpicky.
Yeah.
So I don't know, like, to me that doesn't really qualify as a lesser version of a game. Although yes, the resolution is lesser than other consoles.
I think you're going to have more than just resolution, but like textures and things like that will look shittier. Polygon counts, and like they're going to have like
Dark Souls is just like a gray blob.
You can see the difference yourself between Zelda Breath of the Wild on Switch and on Wii U. I mean, there's that big of a parity gap. That's not a thing. There's that big of a gap between the performance of an Xbox One and a PS4 and the Switch that, yeah, they're going to have to make some sacrifices.
with Wii U Zelda, are you saying that the Wii U version looks better or worse? I'm confused.
Worse.
Okay, yeah. I want to see comparisons of. I think to test that, I want to see comparisons of a PS4, Xbox One, and Switch versions of the game. Which to go back to Dragon Quest Heroes.
Is there a game right now that
Dragon
is
Quest
available
Heroes.
on all three? Dragon Quest Heroes.
Yeah, and that does look. And I think you were pointing it out. The polygon count was a lot less. There was a window that we saw a picture of, and on the PS4.
Oh yeah.
Oval, like
Yep.
oval top. It was rounded top, I should say, oval top. It was a whole window with an oval up there. I don't know. It was a rounded top to the window. On the Switch version, it was like 6 lines that made a rounded rounded window. So again, like personally, that stuff does not bother me that much. But if that is the trend, and the conversation turns into the Switch version of these games suck and they cost more, or the Switch version of this game sucks and you have to download a bunch of other shit to your system, that's super unappealing sounding, especially when the whole pitch of this console is it's your console experience on the go.
Yeah.
That's real. I think that's concerning. I know that worries me, because that's what kind of the downfall of the N64 was. GameCube, with their smaller discs, couldn't hold as much information. That was a sour point for them as well.
So what does Nintendo do to address this?
Do they
allow cheaper download versions?
Well, that's the thing, is they can't. I mean, what was your point earlier, if you want to go on your point earlier, with GameStop and digital downloads?
Oh, yeah, just like not having to worry about pleasing brick and mortar stores.
If GameStop were to go down, they'd still have to worry about Best Buy and Target and all these other companies. So, like, it's not even a GameStop thing.
Do developers go digital only on Switch?
Some developers are talking about that. I think Snake Pass is a game that came out today on the Switch. I think that's the case with them. They're not doing they're doing a digital only. But I think it was always going to be digital only, so it doesn't make that much of a difference.
Yeah.
But if it is a physical copy of the game, which most big games are, that doesn't look good.
I think that's hard to do on Nintendo's console in particular, because it is so much like it's a very kid-facing console, and parents are more concerned about giving over the credit card than they are, oh, we're at Target, I can pick up a game off a shelf and buy it for my kid for their birthday or for getting an A on their homework or something like that. Like, being able to have that much control over picking the game off the shelf themselves, giving it to their kid, they're going to be much more into physical media.
That's a good point to make, though. With kids, their parents are buying this console, and the parents going to go, oh, the games cost more on the PS4, on the Switch, I'm going to get a PS4 instead. Because the parent doesn't really care about the portability aspect or the Joy-Cons and how fun they are. HD Rumble. Can you imagine a kid telling his mom, I really want this game because there's HD Rumble in it? Not that any kid would say that
feel
anyway.
how many balls are in this. Mom, feel the balls. Feel the balls. She's like,
great, honey, great.
Get my kid. Why is he making a jerk-off motion? There's milk coming out. Yeah, I would go PS4 if I saw my kid doing that too.
Yeah. Milking games are inappropriate for children.
Yeah.
So what do you disagree or do you agree?
No, I agree. Yeah. I concur, Doctor.
Fascinating debate we just had there.
Now, so there's something in here that you wrote Dreamcast comparisons.
This. Yes. So Dreamcast comparison. So this is not so much time with the cartridge thing, but people are really excited right now because Switch is outselling the Wii. And that's a really good sign. This trend will continue forever. Right. And it will sell over 100 million units. I can't remember who said it, but someone, apparently Nintendo, the president, expects this to sell over 100 million units, and we'll see. I love Nintendo. We'll see. I'm not holding my breath on that one. Dreamcast broke sales records when it came out. Yeah. It was a hot seller. You couldn't get it for a little while. And then when the other consoles came out, then it plummeted. Right, because it came out mid-console cycle and... So, I mean, this is also much different than the Dreamcast in this case that the Switch is marketably different than the other consoles, whereas the Dreamcast was home console, you plug in your TV, you play games. Oh, but it had that VMU. VMU? The virtual memory unit that you stick in the middle of the controller. Yeah. And you can take your Chow babies from Sonic Adventure, and when you're in the Chow Garden, you can load them on your VMU, and then you can walk and play with them on the little VMU in the car and shit like that. I actually did not know about that. Oh, man. And it was the first console, I believe it was the very first console that had online play. It was,
Yeah,
yes.
had that Fantasy Star Online. You can click to those servers, piss your parents off when they couldn't make a phone call.
So
dial-up.
the point there is, yeah, Switch sales are great right now, but that is not an indication of how it will do in the future. Case in point, Dreamcast.
Right. And that third-party support is important.
Yep. Especially when Nintendo is saying, oh, cool, it's selling really great. We're going to double our units of production.
Yeah.
When Scorpio comes out, maybe that will crush the Switch and people don't want to Switch anymore. Like everyone who already wants it, already got it. We don't know.
Yeah, we're kind of in that Wii U sweet spot with third-party support where we had Zombie U and you had remaking Batman Arkham with the Lightning Gauntlets.
Was that even a sweet spot?
I mean, it was a sweet spot that there were companies making games for it. And
Mass Effect 3 came to the Wii U, which is odd.
But, I mean, even if they were delayed a couple years or something like that, we're kind of in that same sweet spot right now where everybody's like, yeah, Switch is selling great. I'm going to make this game for it. I'm going to make this game for it. And then it is 6 months or a year from now. What's the landscape look like? Is everybody still that hyped on it? What does Xbox Scorpio's announcement do for it?
Yeah. And this is where it kind of goes back to that E3, and they really have to nail E3.
Yep.
The hope for me is that because they're linking their handheld and their console markets or their development teams together. So if you're making a game, it's on Switch. There's no like it could be on 3DS, it could be on Wii U, or it could be on DS or Wii, like Game Boy Advance, GameCube. But there's no more distinction anymore. It is like the one system. Hopefully that'll make it so now there is a consistent trickle of games being released, despite third parties not being there. That is their hope, and with that, it could work out. But looking at this year, like I actually am excited about the games that are coming out. Basically, any big game they've announced, I'm being excited for. ARMS, want to play that. Mario Kart, of course, I'm going to get that. Splatoon 2, already said I enjoyed it. I'm going to get that. Mario, obviously, I'm going to get Mario.
Obviously, yeah.
And Skyrim, like today, I saw Skyrim is available on the PS4 for $30 on sale, and I'm like, nope, I am waiting to play that on the Switch. That is where I'm going to play that game.
Because I want to pay $70 or $80 for the lesser version.
I just want to be able to take it on the go. Like that is very appealing to me. But outside those 5 games, I can't think of Xenoblade Chronicles or Xenoblade 2.
Oh yeah,
that is coming out this year. They've said that is firmly coming out this year. But like that's not really enough. I don't think.
What's that badass RPG one that looks really really cool with the cool art style that has a shitty name?
Project Octopath Traveler or something like that.
Yep. Terrible name.
Awesome, it looks very cool,
game.
but I'm not categorizing that as like a AAA.
Gotcha.
I'm talking like AAA, like big games coming out. There's a lot more stuff coming out in the other consoles. They have a much better rate of games coming out still. So E3 has to announce a bunch of new stuff coming out this year as well. I think for that kind of hope to be there, that even though the third parties aren't there, Nintendo's still working on a bunch of stuff that's going to come out in a consistent fashion. But I feel like what they will announce at E3 that is coming out this year, they've already talked about. And anything new they talk about, I feel, will be a 2018 game. Minus that Pokemon Stars game. I think they're being more hush about that only because Game Freak likes to talk about those games as opposed to Nintendo.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Good
that was
opinion,
a little bit of a
Holden.
rant, but...
Good. That's exactly what that segment's for. You have an opinion about something. That's very important.
It is super important. Was it like a 20-minute rant? I feel like it was a 20-minute rant.
I don't know. What is time? Time is a flat line.
It's the fourth dimension.
Lots of dimensions. So Holden, I believe that might wrap us up this week.
I believe so.
Unless I didn't see any subscriber interrogatives in the.
No. I mean, do you have any questions?
I did not put anything in. I mean, I could make something up on the spot. Here we go. Holden, if you had to be married to one video game character for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Cooking Mama. I want food.
All right.
If we're on that track, if you could have one pet from a video game.
One pet?
Yeah.
Hi, Shadow the Hedgehog.
That's a bad pet.
Are you kidding me? It looks cool as shit. It's black and red, and it's fast.
That's the problem. He's fast. Do you see where he went?
You know what, though? My roommate actually does have a hedgehog, and I hate that thing.
That is true.
You're right. I would.
Did you know that? All right, so we're working with someone named Grace. You know Grace is a hedgehog?
No, I didn't know that.
She hasn't named it. She's had it for like 4 years.
It's not like it's going to understand the name anyway.
But
all it's going to do.
the hedgehog.
This is literally the life of a hedgehog. First of all, They're asleep when we're awake because they're nocturnal.
Yep.
Stupid pet. Second of all, they hurt when you hold it. Stupid pet. Third of all, the only noise they make is this. And it's because they're pissed off at you for holding them when they're asleep. Stupid pet. So you're right. I wouldn't have done that. I'd go for a miles tails per hour.
All right. I'm cool with that.
Yep.
Well, that about wraps things up for Split Screen Gaming Podcast
Woo!
with Hold the Pardo and
Chad Michael Innes.
thank you for joining us tonight.
You
Freddie
guys,
Prinze Jr. will be here next week, hopefully.
Yes, Freddie Prinze Jr. Follow us on all the social medias.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Holden, what's our Instagram handle?
Split Screen Gaming?
Oh,
Did I not know it? I don't even know it.
Split Screen GP.
Oh, Split Screen GP.
Hey, Holden, what's our Twitter handle?
I'm just going to have you answer the
Split Screen
question.
GP. Holden, what's our Facebook website?
I think that one is Split Screen Gaming.
Facebook.com/Split Screen Gaming Podcast.
Boom. I got
What's
that
the email
one
address in
ish.
case anyone wants to... Oh, speaking of Facebook, thank you, Dane Deasy, for liking us on Facebook. 2 likes. David Sullivan.
That's the
Dane
thing. That's
Deasy.
the trend. If you like our posts, our podcast on Facebook, we will call you out by name.
It's true.
That way, all 30 people who listen to this will know who you are. And creepily stalk you on
152
Facebook.
now. So, yeah, you guys post some subscriber interrogatives in the Facebook group or email us at splitscreengamingpodcast@gmail.com. And I know because you all love it so much, I'm just going to send you out with a little nighttime water pour.
Have a nightcap? Can you pour it for me?
I love you all, you trolloping cart wrenches.